So ang daming iba-ibang klase ng hybrid.
The batteries of these Toyota hybrids are tiny. They are still primarily driven by the gas engine. Sa Nissan naman, this is a very interesting comparison. Na 2.13 kilowatt hour lang, mabilis madrain, maya't maya umaandar yung engine para mag-charge.
Pag sinabing hybrid, hindi yan isang klase lang. So that's why in this video, I am not going to spend too much time showing to you the exterior para sa inyo ng mga use cases, mga real life scenarios.
I prepared 5 use cases or real-life scenarios. The doctor, the businessman, the new car buyer, the adventurous car camper, and the condo dweller.
So last year, nakapag-review tayo ng Nissan Kicks and sinabi ko doon na it's a very brilliant idea for Nissan to come up with such a unique hybrid design kasi yung gas engine niya, ang purpose lang is to charge the battery. It doesn't drive the car. Hindi niya pinapatakbo yung sasakyan. So, di ba? So, meron kang full EV experience without the range anxiety. Kasi pag nag-lowbat na siya, automatic magkikick in yung gas engine. Ang napansin ko nga lang, maya't maya, lowbat siya, maya't maya umaandar yung gas engine. So, parang feeling ko, medyo makonsumo pa rin. Right? The same thing with yung mga hybrid ng Toyota. Nung dumating sila last year, well, not exactly dumating, but I remember around December, nagkaroon sila ng event dyan sa BGC about their electrified cars. And nakapag-test drive din tayo ng Yaris at ng RAV4 na hybrid. And the same observation, ang bilis mag-lowbat, maghapon na ginagamit ng mga gusto mag-test drive, mayat maya lowbat, mayat maya umaandar yung gas engine. So, feeling ko, mas medyo malakas pa rin siya magkonsumo ng gas. Last month naman, nandito tayo sa BYD BGC, where we are right now, nireview natin yung Atto 3. Yung Atto 3 naman, full EV, ang laki ng battery, 480 kilometers ang range. Kaya lang, parang medyo may range anxiety pa rin tayo, di ba? And sinabi ko rin na I think it's already time to transition. Kasi nga, mas marami-rami na ngayon ang mga charging areas all over the country. And yun nga, nabanggit ko na meron ng app that will provide you information kung saan merong available. But somehow, still, nandun pa rin yung stigma ng range anxiety. Ang napansin ko na disadvantage ng Nissan Kicks tsaka yung mga hybrids ng Toyota na available dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, wala kang option to plug it sa bahay mo para i-charge directly yung battery. Dependent ka pa rin sa gas engine para mag-charge ng battery. So, ang daming iba-ibang klase ng hybrid, iba-ibang technologies, iba-ibang manufacturers, they came up with their own design. So, pag sinabing hybrid, hindi yan isang klase lang. So, ang daming technologies, ang daming technical jargons na minsan actually mahirap nang sundan. Alright? So, that's why in this video, I am not going to spend too much time showing to you the exterior and interior design of this car. Kitang-kita nyo naman, guwapo, di ba? Magugustuhan nyo naman yung design niya. But instead, I'm going to focus more on the use cases. Yes, I prepared some use cases para mas ma-appreciate nyo yung features nitong car na to, and hopefully it will help you decide if this is the right EV for you. So like I mentioned, mabilisan lang. Alright, dito sa harap, LED, DRL, tapos whiskers daw to ng Sea Lion. Ilang beses yun nang narinig yan, and I agree. This is longer and wider than the Atto 3. High ground clearance, although how I wish na it's a little bit higher pa. 360 camera, roof rail, and unlike the Atto 3, this one opens up a little bit wider. Maluwag, pumasok. The headrest looks like the flippers of the Sea Lion, or imagination ko lang. Ayan, no? And then down here, nice leather interior, although meron isang version nito na brown yung part na to, which I think I like better kasi mas less maintenance. But anyway, kanya-kanya tayong preference. 15-inch rotating infotainment screen. We already know that. Alam na natin yan pag BYD ganyan ang design. Very clear around view monitor or 360 camera. Ayan. Leather all around. It feels very premium. Ambient lighting. You have 2 wireless chargers. Hindi nakalimutan si Mrs. Ang cute nitong electronic shifter. Ayan. And then you have cup holders and good size of center console box. 2 infinity speakers for each door. So 2 times 4, that gives you 8. And then merong subwoofer sa likod that makes it 9. Hi BYD. Open sunroof. Nice. Here at the back seat, the same observations, same sa Atto 3. Parang medyo extra long to mga by at least an inch or 2 inches. You have two aircon vent, two USB ports, USB-C and USB-A, and meron kang konting maliit na storage dito. Maluwag, nice knee room, maluwag, nice headroom, elbow room, and you have an armrest with two cup holders. Nice. And 3 passengers here, kayang-kaya. Ang luwag ng space ko dito sa paa, even with my big shoes. BYD Sea Lion emblem here. DMI, which means dual mode intelligent. Automatic tailgate. Charging cables that comes with the unit pag binili mo. Here's the subwoofer. This is your 9th speaker. Okay, yun nga lang, wala tong spare tire. And what you have here is a tire repair kit. Meron kang compressor and tow hook. Andun yung pang-repair, and then your EWD and some space here for extra tools and, for storage. And there's a tonneau cover. Okay, silipin natin yung engine bay. Oops, wala tayong masisilip, natatakpan. So just quickly lang, ayan lang ang opening niya. So meron talaga siyang frame dito, no? So hindi mo siya basta mabubuksan, saradong-sarado. So there's the DMI emblem. So combination to ng gas engine and ng electric motor. So andun yung brake fluid niya, wiper washer. Wala tayong masyadong masisilip. Okay, dito tayo sa loob. So pag-usapan natin, nag-prepare ako para sa inyo ng mga use cases, mga real life scenarios.
I prepared 5 use cases or real life scenarios. The doctor, the businessman, the new car buyer, the adventurous car camper, and the condo dweller. Okay, let's start with the doctor. This is inspired by a real life scenario. Hindi ko po gawa-gawa lang. We were at BYD BGC during the launch of the SL6 and may nakasabay kami sa table na couple. Napadaan lang sila to check the SL6 and that same moment they made a reservation. They have 2 Fortuners and 1 Innova. The wife is a doctor. They have a child who is already driving on his or her own. They spend a total of 40,000 pesos monthly for gas and ibibenta nga daw nila yung isang Fortuner. Hanggang dyan lang ang na-share nilang information. Assuming the Innova is a coding car, we could probably say that per month, each Fortuner consumes 15,000 pesos of gas and the Innova 10,000. That sums up the 40K per month gas expenses. And then, assuming it's a 2019 Fortuner V, 5 years old, current prices in Facebook Marketplace is around 1.1 million to 1.2 million. Sabihin na natin 1.1 para safe. And that's about 70% already for down payment. Using the PS Bank online car loan calculator, I entered 70% down payment. And that's 1,083,600. The amount to finance is 464,400. That's only 11,954 monthly amortization for 48 months. The monthly gas expense was 15,000. May supli ka pang 3,000 monthly. For example, si Doktora nakatira sa Greenwoods Executive Village sa Pasig City. In the morning, may clinic siya sa Medical City, Ortigas. That's 7.3 kilometers. In the afternoon, lipat naman si Doktora sa St. Luke's BGC. That's another 7.4 kilometers. Then, from St. Luke's, pagdating ng hapon, uwi na siya sa Greenwoods. That's 8.4 kilometers. Total trip for the day is 23.1 kilometers. May na-consume ba si Doc na gas? Wala. Kasi the SL6 in full EV mode can run up to 105 kilometers as claimed by BYD. But at 25% state of charge, the engine will automatically run as a generator and start charging the battery. Meaning 75% naka-full EV, no gas. 75% of 105 kilometers claimed range, that's 78 kilometers. Since 23.1 kilometers per day ang takbo ni Doktora, times 3 days, that's 69.3 kilometers. Wala pang 78 kilometers. So, meron siyang 3 days before charging the SL6. Pag uwi niya on the 3rd day, mag-plug na siya sa bahay. And she's again ready for the next 3 days. Eto pa, if indeed the Innova is just for coding day, she can also sell it. Kasi the SL6 is coding exempt. Assuming the Innova is 2019, current selling price is between 800k to 900k depending sa variant. Let's say 800k para safe. That's a total of 1.9 million. paid off na yung SL6, may sukli pang 352k na pang travel, di ba? May savings pa monthly from the gas expense. Bigyan na lang niya ng pang-grab tuwing coding yung child niya who drives the other Fortuner. Our second use case is inspired by the businessman na kasama namin sa table during the launch. He is in the trucking business. Having a fleet of trucks, he is already tired of maintaining cars. You know, deciding whether to buy a replacement part or go for the more expensive OEM, etc. For his personal car during PMS, iiwanan niya yung kotse sa casa, gagastos mag-grab para sa lakad niya, tapos grab ulit para kunin yung kotse. Di ba ganun naman talaga sa atin? Wala namang ipapairam sa'yo na service car. Sobrang hassle. So, he sold his Ford Ranger. He bought the full EV BYD Dolphin since he drives around Metro Manila only. Wala siyang problema sa range. Hindi daw siya mahilig mag-long drive. 1 year na daw yung Dolphin niya and he still has a voucher for free service. Wala daw masyado kailangan i-check since there's very few moving parts. Just routine checks and it's done in just a few minutes. He was there at the launch for the Dolphins PMS schedule. He saw the launching of the SL6 by accident. Intrigued by its features and price, he went for a test drive. Wala pang nilalabas na official information about warranty and PMS schedule ang BYD for the SL6. But we both agreed that the SL6 will cost a little more on the maintenance versus the Dolphin since the SL6 has a gas engine. But it will be much lesser than a regular ICE. Internal combustion engine. Somehow, applicable din sa kanya yung SL6 because of the driving range of the full EV mode. Kaya lang, parang ayaw niya the fact that there's a gas engine to maintain. Our next use case is the brand new car buyer, maybe a student, a young professional, or just anyone looking to buy a new car without needing to sell an existing car. Here's a quick comparison of the SL6 against other leading brands. Sa Toyota, if you look at their current lineup of electric crossovers or SUVs na malapit sa SL6, nandyan yung Yaris Cross, Corolla Cross, and the RAV4. In terms of size, all three of them are smaller than the SL6 but they all have higher ground clearance. SL6 is only at 173mm. When it comes to the price, the SL6 is the cheapest, even cheaper than the small Yaris. And take note, they are all HEV, not plug-in. No home or wall charging capability. The batteries of these Toyota hybrids are tiny compared to the SL6. It tells you that they are still primarily driven by the gas engine. And I observed that with the RAV4 and the Yaris during my test drive. Maya't maya umaandar yung gas engine. The RAV4 has a plug-in version in the US. They call it the RAV4 Prime. Quick Google search shows the price starts at $43,440, approximately yung mga 2.5 million pesos plus tax pa yan. And they have the same battery capacity at 18.1 kilowatt hour. I'm just not sure if yung RAV4 ay blade na rin or baka lithium ion pa. Sa Nissan naman, this is a very interesting comparison. They have the Kicks and the Leaf. Yung Kicks is a series hybrid. Ilang beses na natin narinig na the purpose of the gas engine is to charge the battery. Maganda sana kasi wala kang range anxiety. Kaya lang, sa liit ng battery na 2.13 kWh lang, mabilis madrain. Maya't maya umaandar yung engine para mag-charge. Tulad ng Yaris, Corolla, and RAV4. Aside from that, walang plug to charge the battery at home. Yung Leaf naman is a full EV with a 40 kWh bigger battery that can run up to 311 kilometers. Wala siyang engine that will charge the battery like the Kicks. You need a charging station or mag-plug sa bahay. May range anxiety ka dito. Now here comes the SL6, combination of the two. It has bigger battery than the Kicks with 105 kilometers range. You can plug it at home to charge the battery. It also has a gas engine that can charge the battery kapag naalangan ka sa biyahe mo. So wala kang range anxiety dito. You get to enjoy both worlds for only almost the same price as the top of the line Kicks. And oh, by the way, the SL6 is way bigger and more spacious than the two. Pagdating naman sa Ford, yung Territory lang naman ang crossover nila and there's no EV version yet. So if you look at the price of the three variants of the Territory compared to the SL6, mukhang very obvious ang choice ng mga buyers dito. Note that the SL6 is also equipped with a lot of techs. Mitsubishi has a similar plug-in hybrid, the Outlander, but the Outlander has twin motors, meaning the second motor is at the rear. It's a four-wheel drive and with a bigger 2.4 gas engine, but for the price of $3 million, almost twice the price of the SL6. A smaller 13.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. I bet its full EV range is not as much as the SL6. Ang strength talaga ng BYD is the battery. In terms of dimensions, the SL6 is longer and wider, the Outlander is taller and with higher ground clearance. Mas mukhang SUV yung Outlander. The SL6 also has a twin-motor version, the premium variant that is available in Australia and other markets. What we have here right now is the Dynamic. The same with the Atto 3, it has two variants, the Dynamic and Premium, hoping for the premium twin-motor SL6 to come to the Philippines. What else can you buy from Mitsubishi with your 1.5 million budget? Well, there's the newly launched X-Force. It's purely gas, not hybrid. It is way smaller than the SL6 but with higher ground clearance. The top-of-the-line GT is more expensive than the SL6. Our next use case is the adventurous car camper. Ako yan. I like long drives, I like driving far, be with nature. With the 1,100 km total range, kayang-kaya ng SL6 kahit 2 beses balikan sa Lake Tabeo or Sagada. When I go car camping, one of the most important gears is a power bank for my electric fans, lights, and other devices. How much is an EcoFlow or a Bluetti? With the SL6 V2L capability, hindi ko na kailangan bumili those expensive battery generators. V2L stands for Vehicle to Load, meaning SL6 can be your generator. With the 18.1 kWh battery of the SL6, matagal maubos, and just in case you run out of juice, there's the engine that will automatically charge the battery. Yung mga EcoFlow and Bluetti, kapag na-drain, you need solar panels na mabagal mag-charge. And what if the sun is not out? But how about the Nissan Kicks, you might say? Yes, pwede rin since it has a generator. But with the tiny battery, mabilis maubos. Maya't maya I need to run the engine. I will cause pollution in the campsite. Baka mainis lang ang fellow campers ko. The problem lang with the SL6 is the low ground clearance. Hindi kaya mag-river crossing sa Tanay. Our last use case is the condo dweller. So, you've been wanting to get an EV kaya lang there's no charging station in your condo. Especially if your condo was built at least 2 years ago. There's no provision for EV charging, right? I heard the new condos that are being built already include at least power lines for EV chargers in their designs. What you can do with the SL6, plug it in the malls like SM and Ayala malls when you go for grocery on Sundays. Then, you're ready to start the week the following day, right? Maybe on the 4th day, depending on how far your daily drive is, you will start using its generator until the next Sunday. You still save a significant amount of gas per week. Hopefully, the current condos will start upgrading. For sure, BYD's reputation is still in question here in the Philippines. BYD is the global leader in NEVs or new energy vehicles and the third largest automotive brand in the world based on market capitalization. BYD has ranked as number 1 for sales of NEVs in China for 9 consecutive years. BYD started as a battery manufacturer that supplies to other automakers like Tesla, Toyota, Ford, and Kia. Sometime in August 2023, AC Motors, the automotive subsidiary of the Ayala Corporation, took over the distributorship of BYD in the Philippines. And we all know how the Ayalas take care of their brands. The Atto 3 has 6 years or 150,000 kilometers warranty. Although there is no official information yet, you can expect the SL6 will have about the same. Resale value? We'll see about that. But if you are buying a car that's so much more expensive and of lower performance just because of your expected resale value, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so napaisip ko ba kayo? Tawag na po kay Steve. Pakisabi na lang, napanood nyo dito sa Team DTV. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Drive safe. Bye.
If you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on Facebook. Please like and follow our page.